collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers. Welcome to our Timeless Chakra Reading. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. My initials are not bad, it's just spelled that way. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, author of 2 different books with the 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's essentially a book of chakra prayer, and there is a Kindle version available of Words of Grace, and if you click the link in the description, you can preview it for free, including the table of contents, which is primarily divided into chakra chapters for a chakra read. You might find it helpful. The only place, however, to find the original version of Words of Grace, which is a Fellini film fest compared to the Kindle version, well, that's over on patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle in our digital store, as well as the only place at the time of this timeless recording where you can purchase Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch, as well as my new one eventually. Some of my subscribers get the audios, the videos, and the ebooks in the shop as part of their benefit package. Gods, Goddesses, top tier get everything. But the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream like pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning, it was great. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, always ending with the spiritual practice to send us on our way, and it's the best way for me to start the day considering what I do for a living day in and day out. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless, as well as relationship stuff based, twin flame, soulmate, true love, and all of that, as well as they get a significant discount when it's time to book me for a private session, spiritual counseling, reading, half and half. We'll talk about that at the end of the vid if you would like more info about that. You can follow us for free, putting out content specifically for my free followers, although my subscribers get to see it too. Sometimes it's advanced content that eventually everyone else will see. Sometimes it's exclusive content, and I love giving them exclusive stuff. You can follow us for free as a seeker, or 7-day free trial, I should say, as a seeker or a human. Our first 2 levels of subscription, so the menu's down there, explains it all for you. We even made a video about it in the description box here on YouTube. So click the link, check it out if you feel so drawn. You don't even have to be a subscriber to shop in the store, and there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh, all the audios and videos now have 2-minute previews, so you can dip a toe if you like. So yeah, come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Leonines, my 5th housers, I am Mars conjunct Leo rising, otherwise I really wouldn't be doing this work publicly at all, with all the other signs in my chart. So we're going to do some explanation for the new Leos and cross watchers, and we'll get into the divination. If you've heard it all before, feel free to jump ahead. Hi, new Leos and cross watchers. We are doing a timeless chakra read, but we're not going to put down 1 card for each chakra. I've done that before. This is a simplified version, only 5 cards, 3 of which are dealing directly with the 8 chakras, dealing with the 8th chakra hovering over the head, sometimes called the star center, the higher self, whatever you want to call it, the home of the archetypes. And so our first card down will be for that, a Caroline Myss archetype card. Learned about the 8th chakra pretty much from Caroline Myss's work, Anatomy of the Spirit. Genius work there. And this will indicate the archetypal pattern in the 8th chakra that acts like a satellite, sending down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting what we attract and what we repel, whether we are aware of it or not. So we have the free will to either delay or not delay that which cannot be prevented in terms of our own alignment, our healing, our life path, call it what you will. The next 4 chakras down, we will get 1 Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the internal, yinternal, goddess energy, feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, the world behind your eyes that maybe you share with others, maybe you don't. So we'll get 1 of those for those 4 chakras. We will get 1 Mythic Tarot, Greek mythology, my favorite thing on earth, apparently. For the lower three chakras, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root chakras, looking at ourselves from the outside, us from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world, the masculine, the yang dynamic, if you want to call it that. Those are all 8 chakras in those 3 cards, and then we will get a Whisper of Love Oracle consecrated to the voices of the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above, 8th chakra above, so not just us and our cross-watchers, but anybody else who may be involved. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it's all about healing. And this can be about healing your finances, your love life, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, just all of that inside of fries. So this is the one that sort of brings it all together and is really, I think, the most important, because it gives you something you can do, right? And sometimes the Whisper of Love does that too. So the shift from that explanation, which I am glad to do for the new people, to the divination I am born to do, sacred contracted to do in this lifetime, well, that shift happens in the still point. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will. I promise you I will do anything within my power to fulfill my sacred contracts to help us all come into alignment for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and in happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, because as one of us heal, all of us heal. It's always an upward spiral. So let's get up into it and get into that still point. Ready? Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of us Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra? Determining the spiritual alchemy, the healing needed for our alignment to fulfill whatever sacred contract this is, so we may shift from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, from toxicity to health, shifting from fear to love, illusion to truth in this timeless chakra reading. Ooh, the Saboteur. So, Aries got this. I keep the list right there. So, the Saboteur in the shadow is called the Saboteur. In the light, I call it the Empowerer, which granted is a mouthful. It's one of the 4 survival family archetypes. Everyone has the child archetype, the victim-victor archetype, the Saboteur Empowerer archetype, and the prostitute archetype. And the prostitute's not really about, selling your body for money or whatever. This one is about empowerment. So written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. Symbolically, I consider this as lead and this as gold with 3 atoms, and between the 2, lead is heavier than gold, toxic. Gold is actually a healing element, not just symbolically, but colloidal gold is a thing a little too expensive for me. I'll stick with colloidal silver, thank you. So the lead of the Saboteur induces self-destructive behavior, or the desire to undermine others. And I think Wile E. Coyote is just a perfect Generation X example of that, right? Super genius. The Saboteur uses logic and reason so that we don't empower ourselves. In the lead, the gold we're shooting for highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Because deep down, I know we all have this fear that if we become too empowered, we'll end up alone. Right? People will be jealous. People will, not want to be near us, or like we're standing on top of this mountain as this enlightened being with no one around, right? No one to party with. We are Leos, 5th house, pleasure and creativity and good fortune and all of that. So, we've all had the desire to sabotage ourselves and others. It's just written into the script before we ever draw breath. And everybody has this. So think of the people who have sabotaged in your life. Why do they do it, right? because of pain, right? Because of lead, because of that heaviness. We're learning how to defy gravity that way and really make more empowering choices and decisions. A choice has a consequence. Like, oh, I think I'll have a handful of grapes, right? Yum, right? Good consequence. But I'm going to chuck it all and open a vineyard, right? Screw all this mysticism stuff. I'm going to make some wine, right? Oh, that's a life-changing decision. I used to do it with coffee beans. I think grapes is a little more apt to who I am most days. So, interesting kicking off. And keep in mind, as you alchemize this for yourself, we should see, if we all do this together to the best of our ability, we should see less sabotage in the life, like on all levels, right? Like even on TV with governments and stuff, whatever. So, shall we? Heart, third eye, crown, the feminine, internal, internal. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. And away we go. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity for us, Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross Watchers. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown to help us alchemize the Saboteur archetype in this timeless read. Woo! Major Arcana card. Before I tell you what it is, when it's a Major Arcana card, for me, it fuses together all of the chakras in that zone. Same would be if it was for the lower three chakras. Here we've got Pan, a combination of the Emperor and the Hierophant in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It's a feminist goddess deck. It's a little minimal on the masculine patriarchal energy here, but this is Dion, right? The little baby Dion, little Pan, the goat god. So this is healthy masculine energy. This would be the Emperor card as well as the Hierophant within traditional tarot, which is all of the cardinal court cards, the kings in traditional tarot, right? Fire, earth, air, water, wands, cups, swords, pentacles. You get the vibe there. So this is often about being the boss, right? The father. Even, we're not talking about biology here. We're not talking about DNA and chromosomes and whatnot. We're talking about a mastery here. All the cardinal signs, the creative signs, cardinal earth, air, fire, and water. So here is the spirit king, the spirit emperor. So in terms of empowerment, this is pretty empowered, right? Because even like to me, the ultimate emperor god is Zeus, right? And you know, he'll retire eventually. Really figure out who's going to lead that succession. That should be interesting. So, you know, this is the divine masculine card on the inside. So something inside, I would really pay attention to what's going on in your heart, third eye, crown in terms of the intuitive voices. Every chakra has a different type of intuitive voice. The root chakra speaks very, very differently than the third eye, right? So to pay attention to your creative intuition, cardinal energy, right? All the kings, that there is something that you are creating here, but it's very easy to sabotage ourselves in that process in all sorts of different ways. So the Saboteur archetype doesn't make you sabotage yourself and others. It teaches you how you sabotage, allow others to sabotage, and of course, sabotage others. Interesting. Let's see what the masculine energy is like, since this is such a masculine internal. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, lower three chakras, outside in, looking inside out, relationships in the physical world. What's going on in those lower three chakras to help us alchemize the Saboteur into the Empower in the 8th with the Pan, the Emperor Hierophant on the inner for this timeless read. Okay, 8 of Cups. Psyche descending into the underworld. The entire suit of cups in the mythic tarot is a true love story of Eros and Psyche. Eros, the son of Aphrodite, and Eros, Cupid in the Roman, but we don't ever see him as a baby, right? He's always like gorgeous from day one in the Greek mythos. Now, she was a princess that was supposed to be killed by Eros because everybody was saying she was prettier than his mother, Aphrodite. Yeah, he was going to do it until he pricked his finger on one of his golden arrows and fell madly, truly in love with her. And she goes through quite a journey in order to become his wife and his equal. She gets deified at the end, right? She becomes a goddess there. So this is her descent into the underworld. Aphrodite said, all right, I'll ignore, because they're already married in the Three of Cups, right? So by the time they get to the Ace of Cups, she has to go down into the underworld to appease her mother-in-law, Aphrodite, by getting her some rapid wrinkle repair, essentially, from Persephone in the underworld. She has a lot of help along the way, like ants and stuff, right? Like nature itself, like, rises up to help her, and it ends really well. The Ten of Cups in this deck is my true love card, right? The final union of these two. And by the way, the word psyche is Greek for butterfly and soul. So this is the power of the soul becoming true love, being deified into the higher self, the god, goddess self, whatever you want to call it. I love this, though. I mean, look, if Eight of Cups, we're going to go with the traditional idea of walking away from something, then certainly this could be walking away from an emotionally sabotorial situation. I've done it. I try not to ghost people. I try to say, look, this isn't doing it for me. Something feels off here. I need time and space for myself. I'm cutting off communication for a while. Let's see how it goes. Boom. Do I always do that? I haven't always done that, but I've done it, right? To try and be honest and just not ghost people. But more likely, this is about going in, right? There might be something dissatisfying emotionally going on in our world externally, maybe with other people, particularly with an 8, right? Many people, that would be very root chakra. But in order to tap into our inherent creativity. Now, again, 5th house, Leo. Creativity, good fortune, pleasure. It's the fun sign. That's why I'm the fun one. Thank God for that. Mars conjunct Leo rising. So I have no problem. Like, I've got the River Styx speed pass. Right? Like, I can, hey, Charon, boop, just run it past his third eye. Boop, lets you go over, right? I have been to the underworld so many times. I own rental properties there. I have a lovely little townhouse right inside the gates of Elysia. It's beautiful this time of year. Well, it's always summer, you know. What are you going to do? So, you know, that being said, this is very empowering. I mean, this is an empowerment read, but depending on, because it's a general read, what that Eight of Cups means, walking away from, or more likely walking deeper into that internal world, right? Interesting. Interesting. The chakras are on the table in those 3 cards. Let's get the Whisper of Love, because there are romance cards in this, and I can see this being a romantic read. Please take a nice deep breath. Particularly because of that Eight of Cups. Still point. Ooh, it shut up the whole neighborhood, that one. Higher selves override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the Whisper of Love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed by us Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross-watchers to alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace, shifting from toxicity to health, fear to love, and illusion to truth. With the Saboteur and power in the 8th, Pan on the inner, 8 of Cups on the outer in this timeless read. Back to what you love. Get back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. Now, I know what I want, what I really, really want. Zig-a-zig, like pretty much everybody else. I'm witchy spice. Paprika. This is about a card of reflection. This is about a card of going within to get back to what you like. Now, yes, we can do that in the physical world. Like, I really love doing the YouTube videos, right? For me, they're like little 30-minute infomercials, just telling people what I do and having a field day doing it, right? If I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't do it, right? Other things I could be doing. But but certainly, you know, this could be really getting back to some stuff that we had to lay aside, because we all have to every now and again, of responsibilities in the world. But that thing of empowering ourselves from the inside, if we're waiting for people, places, and things to empower us, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But there's a certain kind of love and support that we can give ourselves, the choices and decisions that we make for ourselves, that can really let our light shine at full capacity, receive the abundance that is our birthright, the miracles that are our birthright, because we are in alignment, right? We're in alignment with Source. Does that mean we always have to be in alignment with Source 24/7, 365? I really don't think anybody does. You know, the Dalai Lama, you know, maybe you live in an ashram, but chances are you ain't got good Wi-Fi. If you're doing that. Nope, did it before in another life. That's okay. I'll take this. So, you know, what is it? You know, to reconsider, to evaluate. Evaluate means to assign value. And sometimes the only way we can really know that is by pulling back from people the well-meaning of the toxic, right? The toxicity of the well-meaning people in our lives. Well, but if you do that, blah, 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 blah. This is about becoming the emperor on the inside. And what the emperor and the Hierophant have in common is that there is a process, there is an order, right? It's masculine energy, but on the inside. So if you think of your throat and your third eye as the parts that think about the world and then communicate and make choices that eventually go through those lower three chakras and out into the world, then this is about being our own boss in some way, shape, or form. And the Hierophant, no one's born a Hierophant. Oh, you may be born an emperor. So to speak. Probably not so much anymore. But you know, to be a Hierophant, you had to start off as a postulant. It sounds infectious. Let's get the next card down. We almost reshuffled the Whispers of Love. A very powerful read here. Let's get that Macan healing mantra on the table, because they work if you work them. I know all of these mantras by heart, but I don't know every word in the bookie book by Matt Kahn that came with it, and that's why it's the only bookie book reading in this read. Please take a nice deep breath. And I truly love his work. Still quaint. Ascended Master Override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved higher selves. What? Wrong one. Beloved Ascended Masters. Woo! Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please. The perfect and precise healing mantra to assist. Of our own free will. Us Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs and our cross watchers. The perfect healing mantra help us alchemize our shadow to light, our lead to gold, our pain to peace. Shifting from toxicity to health, from fear to love and illusion to truth, with the Saboteur Empowerer in the 8th. The Emperor Pan, the Hierophant Pan on the inner, 8 of Cups on the outer. Getting back to what we love in this Timeless Chakra Read. Honoring adversity. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. So look, I write down these readings for myself, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. We've gotten this a bunch of times, right? And it's element of fire, but it's creative fire. So, what is the adversity? Now, if we look at the world, there's adversity pretty much everywhere, right? Adverse conditions, some pain, and when we're going through the process of transformation, that just comes with. I mean, would we really seek the path of mystical unity and enlightenment and healing unless we was in pain at some point? Probably not. Probably not. We'd be too busy, staring at our phones more, doing more door dashing. There's nothing wrong with it, but if it's to sort of sidestep or bypass adversity, it's really not great. So catch this. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete, which would explain that 8 of Cups. Let me go in. Let me go in and tap into my creativity, right? So imagine you're in a forest fire or a ring of fire around you, and you can't see which way to go. Well, you will once the burning is complete. You just need to honor what's going on. So, when adversity is honored, life is appreciated as oscillating cycles of deterioration and renewal. It's the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Deterioration is the natural process of new things becoming old, while renewal is the process of old things becoming new. As you learn to honor these two interconnected processes just as naturally as the changing of the seasons, you are able to embrace adversity. It's not a punishment, but a gift of renewal birthed out of the ashes of erosion. So it's like the phoenix. There is no bird of fire without fire, right? So Firebird without the fire. Jean Grey. This mantra is ideal for processing unforeseen changes. Good God, I can use that. Overcoming superstitious beliefs. Well, if I don't look up my vision board long enough, I won't manifest my desires. That ain't true. And surrendering the ego. And look, the ego does not want to surrender. It wants what it wants, but as soon as it gets what it wants and it gets its way, it wants the next thing. There's like no time really of enjoyment, maybe a hot second, right? Before it wants the next thing. And the ego's highest destiny is to be absorbed into the immortal soul. It is a coming home, and that is not easy. If that was easy, this would have happened thousands and thousands of years ago, and we need a bunch of lifetimes to do it. So, to honor adversity. Even if you're honoring adversity in other people, I do. I watch the news. I cry sometimes. Just a heartbreak. And I'm an empath. At least I made a career out of it, right? Reading people really accurately, apparently. So, you know, to honor the adversity. Okay, a fire reveals a path of new direction once the burning is complete. Well, since the new path isn't seen here, I guess the burning ain't complete. So I'm going to honor what I'm feeling, right? I'm going to accept what I'm feeling here. I'm going to tap into my creativity as a response to maybe some destructivity, getting back to what I love. Maybe it's getting back to whom you love. Hopefully you're involved in that equation somewhere. So if you are new, we end all my readings with what I call a blessimation, a combination of a blessing and summation, not to insult anybody's intelligence, but if you're new, might as well tell you, right? And then we'll talk about cool stuff if you want to hang out for it. One last time for this reading, please. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For us Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and our cross watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May we be blessed with all that we need to come into alignment, alchemizing the Saboteur archetype, highlighting our fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to our lives, while we tap into that Emperor Hierophant, intense, cardinal, creative power, fire, earth, air, water brought together as spirit, maybe even leveling up to a place of an emperor and a high priest, a hierophant within, while we perhaps turn our backs and walk away on some external situation, people, places, and things, into a more internal, to tap into that mastery which is waiting inside of us so that we can get back to what we love. Because our current situations are giving us an opportunity to reevaluate what we want, which may seem like an adversity, or something that we really wanted didn't work out, or something that we didn't really want happened, right? That the fire is still raging around us, perhaps, but a fire reveals a path of new direction once the burning is complete. So may we be blessed with all that we need to come into alignment, bring our chakras into unity, and to do the work of empowerment indicated in this reading for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives. In a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, and with this on the inner, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So would it be. So it is. It got a little dark there at the end, didn't it? It was like rich, yummy, dark chocolate kind of dark. Did you like the reading? Did you find it helpful? Please hit the like button. The thumbs up shifts the algorithm so that other Leos and cross-watchers can find it. Want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe. I'm not stopping it. I'm a hoot. Like, I watched a bunch of other readers. No one's really doing what I'm doing, and that's okay. To each our own, right? How boring life would be if we were all the same, yeah? But if you want the deeper dive, you want the behind-the-scenes stuff, you want the benefits, you want to come Patreon on Patreon, go check out our digital shop. The audios and videos have free previews. You can watch about 2 minutes of all of them, and if you like them, you purchase them. No big deal. Remember, some of my subscribers get the audiobooks, the audios, the videos. I will do audiobooks eventually. The audios, the videos, and the ebooks is part of their subscription benefit package. But the majority of my subscribers, once subscribers, get the daily check-ins, the timeless readings, and a significant discount when booking me. You can follow us for free as a free follower. Like I said, I put out content specifically that I feel and I'm inspired to help those who are just following along, and that's fine. I love them. As well as you can 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. Jump out the last day if you want, but if you want the discount, you gotta stay for the month and book me during that month because that's only fair. And I love it. I love the digital shop. And now that my entire back catalog is on there, I'm gonna be making new stuff, particularly as we're writing this new book, which is very exciting. And my subscribers are going to be getting some advanced passages from that book as well. I'm psyched for that. So click the link, check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon. So I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. Just call me now. Hi, bye. If you want to book me for one of them, their private sessions, is I will take clients. Clients come first, well after family and my cats and stuff, right? There is a video in the description box called Booking Private Sessions with Mal, which will explain everything for you. The Patreon discount, what I charge, why I charge it, what my boundaries are. Confidentiality is really important to me, that no one else knows what goes on in that reading except for the person involved, and they can tell whoever they want. Whether it's in person, you can book me at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs. If you are local, just call them. They set that all up. They let me know you've booked, and then I come in and do the reading. As well as I am still setting up my office downstairs to eventually take clients in the house, but it's got to be people I've read for, you know, a little while before I let them into my house, because my cats, you know, are my cats. I don't want to subject them to that. Either way. And the majority of the readings that I do, of course, are online. We do a Zoom recording. I send the client a Zoom link. They jump into the chat. We record the whole thing on video. It's a conversation. At the end of the reading, I send them a link to download the entire recording to their devices. They tell me they recorded it, and then I delete it. And that's like the best I think any of us can do for confidentiality. But the most important thing I say in that reading, and it's the truth, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Oh, I've turned people away, but not because of finances. Where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there's a way. We can work it out. We always do. And I've never had an unsatisfied customer, at least that I'm aware of, from readings and or spiritual counseling, sometimes a half and half. So click the link, check it out if you want to book me, and I would love to, because it is my healing, mystical art, divination, and spiritual counseling and all that stuff, and I really love it, and that's where I do feel like I am the emperor within. So click the link and book me if you like. Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Make it go bye-bye. And thank you so much. No, really, Leos, look, here's an opportunity for us to recharge, right? To really honor what we've been through. Maybe look over our shoulders a little bit and go, you know, it was really rough getting here. Like the move from Holbrook to Saratoga Springs was rough. Like that I'm still here is sort of an amazing thing to me. But I learned how much I can endure, and I learned how strong I really, really am. And I'm not made of spun glass to begin with, right? So to honor adversity is an act of self-love, to say this sucks, and it's okay that it sucks. I don't have to like it, but we can get through this. In that, you give yourself a love and an opportunity to go within and really evaluate what it is that you really love. So, thank you so much for watching. If anybody can pull this off, it's us. Come on, it's the Emperor on the inner. I think we've got this on lock. So hang in there. I believe in you, and I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.